Committee. The Court of Appeal Judge Philemona Mwilu is appearing before the Parliamentary Committee for approval or a hearing after she was recommended for appointment as a Deputy Chief Justice by the Judicial Service Commission. Here is part of her interviews with the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee.
You in particular, as Lady Justice Philomena, don't tell us about we are vetting you here. So what are you going to do to create impetus for these processes, for these programs? Because the Kenyan people are saying we can't quite see the results yet.
Thank you, Chair. I am going to make sure that judges have a conducive, judges and magistrates have a conducive environment in which to do their work. We are going to provide the tools. We are going to ensure, I am going to support the ICT program of We Do Not Longhand, which is one of the reasons why we are delaying. And that program is not fully in place. Only 2 courts are now ICT compliant. I am going to ensure that a judge who is not in the station has made advanced preparations to prepare the parties that must appear before them in advance, not to travel all the way to come to court, only to find an adjournment. I am going to ensure that we work in conjunction closer with the LSK than we have done before by having better consultative meetings so that they themselves come prepared from their end, because they will be made to know that there will be no unnecessary adjournments. I am going to ensure that judges get together closer than we are today, building the collegiality that is required. That is answering the second question on cohesion in the Supreme Court.
All right, and that particular process is currently continuing as the nominee for the position of Deputy Chief Justice Philemona Mwilu continues to be vetted by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Let's just cross over there and listen in.
May I make a clarification?
Thanks.
Yeah, the clarification, Chair, was I did not talk about personality or Mwilu here. I'm talking about the position of Deputy Chief Justice being a position that by the Constitution, maybe my colleague here is behind a little on that one. He needs to brush his it is a position that would be occupied by a woman, and therefore the occupant would be a woman, and yeah. Order.
I think in terms of coming back to the issue, it's true that there is a principle in the Constitution where the head.
It is indeed true that there is a position in the Constitution that where the head of an organ is male, then the deputy will be female, and that is a constitutional principle courtesy of struggles of women for many years. And I think the question that is being asked here is, are you going to be a champion of women in the judiciary? Because women of this country have come a long way. So that is a question we all share. And unfortunately, on matters of women's rights, it has fallen onto the women to continue championing and to open the door for other women. So kindly respond to the questions that have been asked in this round. That is the final round of questions. We will only put to you the petition, and then after that we'll be done. Thank you. You have the floor.
Chair. The first question was that I compromised a criminal case in Edred. Honestly, I would have thought that I would have been commended. Right there, I made sure that restitution was done. If that's not justice, then I do not know what justice is. And I didn't close the case. Thereafter, I called the police and I said, go process your man. The fact that restitution had been made and refund had been made did not conclude the trial of the criminal prosecution. And you know I'm not in charge of the criminal prosecution. That's the DPP's job. Honestly, I thought I would have been commended. And if nobody else understands, that lady wept in my office. she was so happy that here is an officer who is not only able to get my case corrected, she's even getting back what had been wrongly taken away from me. That's the view I took then. I would respect differing views, but like the lizard that jumped from the high rock tree, I would sing my own praise.